and welcome. Thank you for joining us today as we cook a lovely shrimp stir fry. Here to help with our demonstration is Brett Henderson, a young culinary professional with a bright future. First thing I'd like to do is start by examining your kit. Follow along with me as we open the box and familiarize yourself with the ingredients.
In your box, you will find broccoli, snow peas, julienne carrot, yellow onion, and bell pepper, along with half a pound of medium shrimp. And you will also have the components to the sauce, which I'm going to go ahead and make here, which is also already made in your box. First is soy sauce, a pinch of ground ginger, hoisin sauce, minced garlic, oyster sauce, four ounces of chicken broth, and the last component is cornstarch. And in your boxes, you will want to kind of remix up the sauce or take a spoon and mix the cornstarch back into it, kind of as I'm doing here, because it can settle to the bottom. And then once the sauce is made, this is what it'll look like in your box, so set that aside. Okay. It'll be the stir fry sauce.
So one thing I do want to point out today, a little public service announcement, is that we are unmasked, we are outside, and we are maintaining 6 feet apart. Next, we're going to have Brett talk a little bit about rice cookery.
Rice cookery, good thing to remember is the 1-2-3 method, which is 1 cup of rice, which I have measured out right here, just white basmati, to 2 cups of water. Go ahead and add that to the pan, equals 3 cups of cooked rice. So first I'm going to add my water and bring that to a full boil. And then once that's a full boil, I will go ahead and add my rice to that. And then you bring that back to a boil and then simmer for 2 to 3 minutes, and then go ahead and cover with a sheet tray, and then that'd be the rice.
Along with rice, you can also use any type of your favorite noodle. A really good low-carb option would also be cauliflower rice. And the good news for you is that we have done a lot of this work for you. So when you get your kit, you're going to have cooked rice, cooked shrimp, vegetables that have been washed and trimmed and are ready to go. All you'll need to do is follow along with us as we create this beautiful dish. Next, Brett is going to start working on breaking down these vegetables one by one.
Let me go ahead and start out with the yellow onion. I'm going to julienne it. First, I'm going to cut off the top, bottom, cut down the middle. Then peel the side. Go ahead and cut it this way. Be the onion. Go ahead and add that to the bowl. Break up with your fingers. Next, I'm going to go to the red bell pepper. And I like to cut from the top to the bottom so you don't have to mess with the seeds. They all stay in the core.
Some of you at home may be wondering why he's not wearing gloves. The reason for that is we wear gloves when we're handling ready-to-eat food. This food's going to be further cooked.
Go ahead and cut it into strips. Just kind of like that. And we're just going to leave the snow peas whole like that. then with the broccoli, I'm going to cut into smaller pieces so it cooks more evenly. Doesn't take too long. Not too much to emphasize that. And then just some little pieces of broccoli.
While he's finishing up the broccoli, I'd like to point out that one of the neat things about stir fry is that you can really use whatever you have in your pantry or your refrigerator. You can plan ahead, cut your veggies the day before, and make for a really fast weeknight meal. And if cutting and trimming vegetables isn't in your wheelhouse, you can stop by any one of your produce sections of your favorite grocery store, and they'll be happy to have them there already cut for you.
Here I'm going to julienne the carrot. And the scraps we're cutting up here would be good for salad or any stock or compost for your garden. Go ahead and square it off. Some wedges. And here just cut nice thin little slivers so it cooks evenly with the other vegetables. Little matchsticks. Here's all our veggies. I'm going to go ahead and add these to the pan and cook them.
Beautiful sizzle.
And we want to cook these until they're soft and tender.
So while he's working on these vegetables, I do want to point out some of the basic components of a stir-fry recipe like this. You're always going to have your vegetables. So as I said before, use whatever you have on hand. And a lot of times you can do Oriental style. The choice is really up to you. The second thing is protein. You're always going to usually have a protein. Feel free to mix it up a little bit with beef, chicken, seafood, or for a vegetarian option, even tofu. The other thing is flavor. The recipe that we have here it has excellent flavor, and if you're someone that likes a little extra spice in your life, feel free to squeeze a bit of sriracha or a pinch of red chili flakes to spice it up a bit.
Just continuing to move the veggies around and cook those. Welcome back. It's been about 5 to 6 minutes and our veggies are now soft and tender yet still firm. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next step, which is add the shrimp. Our shrimp we were using here is raw, so we'll have to cook it to 145 or also opaque color, kind of pinkish. Get those legs flat so they cook evenly in the vegetables.
The shrimp that you're going to get with your kit is going to already be cooked. We will have cooked it properly, chilled it correctly, and you will want to reheat it to a temperature of 165. So while he's cooking the shrimp, I do want to point out that traditionally we would use a wok. Basically what you want is you want surface area when you're making a stir fry. So the more area of the pan, the more successful you're going to be. We chose to use a fry pan today because it probably resembles more closely what you have in your home.
So roughly 2 to 3 minutes each side.
One very important thing to point out as we still continue to cook the shrimp is cross-contamination. Anytime you're working with vegetables and proteins, you'll always want to make sure that you switch out your cutting boards and clean your surface between changing tasks.
Shrimp is starting to change color, about there. And the next component will be the sauce. Like I mentioned earlier, the cornstarch can kind of settle, which helps thicken the sauce, so go ahead and give your sauce a quick stir before you add it to it. Probably just a couple more minutes now on the shrimp. Okay. Go ahead and check them. Got my food safe thermometer. Go ahead and stick it in the center of the shrimp. Right about there. It's like 1:30, a couple more seconds to go. Now you can see the shrimp is pink and pretty firm. I'm going to go ahead and add my sauce. And give that one more quick stir. I'm going to add that to the pan. Mix that around to evenly coat all the vegetables. You can see it starts to thicken up pretty quick. And when the sauce begins to thicken, it'll run streaks in the pan. And Aaron here is plating up our white rice we made earlier. And once the sauce is all the way thickened and evenly coated, your stir fry is ready for plating. Your shrimp and veggies and all your sauce on there. A couple more shrimp. There you go. Next, we're going to add a little garnish to make it look more appetizing, if it's not already. We have green onions, and for that, I'm going to wear a glove. We're just going for little rounds right here, little thin chops. Sprinkle a little bit of those on top, flavor, and then we also have some sesame seeds. And there, shrimp stir fry.